people who've joined us tonight so that you can voice your support for this important piece of legislation, in addition to writing to your state representatives, your state senators, seeking, soliciting their support for this particular bill. As I was stating a little earlier, as we move past Allow Lunch, now we're going to another issue that is probably more directly impacting students in school. And it relates directly to the overall topic for this evening, anti-Muslim bigotry. And that's about bullying. Bullying, it remains a serious issue for us in the schools here in the state of Illinois, or really throughout the nation. And this afternoon, we have a student, Sister Yumna Ali Khan, who now will share the platform to share her story with us on the impact of bullying in her life. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. My name is Yumna Ali Khan, and I'm a sophomore at high school in Lincolnshire, and I will be covering the topic of bullying. When you think of bullying, it's easy to paint this picture: a designated class bully and their victim on the playground. However, when applied in the context of the real world, bullying is not as black and white as it seems. Bullying is an act that can be done by anyone and anywhere. It is an act that has a multifold impact on not only the victim, but to those around him or her. Bullying is a prevalent issue, especially amongst the Muslim population, one that impacts the entire student body. Why? Because bullying is rooted in misinformation and lack of understanding. As Muslims in America, our generations are put face to face with the stereotypes that make the understanding of our religion and culture seemingly impossible. While America is praised for creating a melting pot of identities, it's easy to overlook the harmful images that get sifted out. That is why we need to address this prevalent issue, for the safety and comfort of all those who come after that, so they never have to wonder why they're being targeted for being a different skin color, for coming from a different background, or for something as simple as being Muslim. Change can feel hard to approach, especially with issues as internalized as bullying, which is why we must work to address it where it stems, at school. Where students learn about math or English, it should be just as much of a responsibility to teach them about the diverse society that we are so lucky to be a part of. It is time for schools to take action to stop bullying before it can even start. To the many others that haven't experienced bullying, it's easy to say that the efforts put in place are enough. It's easy to put the burden on the victim to speak up for themselves. Yet, how can a victim gain the courage to speak up for themselves when pitted in an environment that invalidates their existence? When their peers, the ones they call friends, are the ones that inflict this harm due to a lack of understanding. When the people they're supposed to reach out to, their role models, teachers, and staff, are the ones that diminish the impacts of bullying. Remember the incident this past October in which Zoya Sheikh, a young Muslim girl, was embracing her faith by wearing a hijab which symbolizes strength and self-confidence for all the Muslim women who choose to wear it. Think about the courage the hijab brings and how that courage gets torn down when a teacher begins to insult that source of valiance. Take into consideration the harm done when a role model goes on with racist remarks about the religious ideals that you embrace. This incident, sadly, is just one of many representing the struggle that Muslims must face on a daily basis. Now, when going home, these young students are filled with doubts about their identity, with a lower self-esteem. So think about it again, with a new perspective. How can the victim bear the burden of speaking out when it's made to seem as though their experience is not justified by the social standards of acceptance that have been set? This is why we must actively be seeking change. We have to push the burden on the school to create an environment that enforces inclusivity. So the next time a student is bullied, they don't have to question their self-identity and values. Rather, the school will take the steps to reflect on what must be done to reinforce the future of a diverse America on founding principles, peace and justice for all. Thank you.
Yumna, thank you very much for sharing those thoughts and really just demonstrating the impact. Too often, we're removed from those immediate environments and we don't experience or understand the gravity and the harm that is created by bullying and the effects it has not only on the victim as well as their classmates, as well as the person doing the bullying as well. It is important for the school to be proactive in addressing and creating an environment where bullying is not allowed to thrive or to exist. At this point in time, we've but for our key issue, anti-Muslim bigotry,